Welcome, everyone, to the LiveRC.com DVD coverage of the 2008 IFMAR Nitro 1/8 Scale Buggy World Championships. We're your hosts. I'm Scotty Ernst.
I'm Charlie Swanka.
And we're going to be bringing you coverage here of the World Championships. This is the first time since 2000 that the World Championships for 8-Scale Buggy have been held here in the United States, and it is just playing out to be just an incredible, incredible event. All the main manufacturers are here. The 8 scale has been dominated by 3 main manufacturers, Kyosho, Mugen, and IFMAR. And now with everything on the line, so many more manufacturers are now coming into this one with all kinds of cars, all kinds of new stuff. Kyosho, who has won all but one World Championship, coming out with their brand new MP9.
Kyosho historically dominating the 8 scale field and got a lot of competition this year, that's for sure.
They definitely, Jammin's got a new car, Hot Bodies with a new car, X-Ray, IFMAR, Jammin. I mean, they all are coming here, sparing no expense here at the World Championships. And now 2 more major players in here, which has been dominated by overseas companies now, Associated and Losi, into the 8-scale market. The Ford-Chevy rivalry is here, and they're battling for their the title on their home turf here in the USA.
On the American soil with a bunch of good old American drivers behind them,
That's
too.
right.
So I like to see that.
So it's going to be a great, great World Championship here from the Farm 2 in Charlotte, North Carolina. The Farm 2 here in Charlotte, North Carolina, unquestionably one of the nicest facilities in America, and it is owned and operated by Lance Norick, who is no stranger to big events.
Lance, a former NASCAR Craftsman truck driver. So Lance knows what it takes to put on a good event, that's for sure, and he's doing a wonderful job so far this week. Something I've never seen at an RC race is a Jumbotron.
Yes.
We have a 20-foot Jumbotron on the back of the track. Lets all the spectators stay informed. There's a bleacher seating for all the spectators who are going to be coming out to join us for the main events. Concession stands are absolutely wonderful. The food here is great. And my favorite point of the whole weekend is the air-conditioned pit area.
Yeah, everybody's got a nice air-conditioned area where they can pit if they wanted. They could have pre-ordered some trailers and things like that for people to work on their equipment, and most of the manufacturers took advantage of that. The Farm 2, no stranger to big events. As we mentioned before, they've held numerous national championships here for Buggy and Truggy, and Lance has got just the best crew possible to put on a World Championships here in the United States.
I think what impressed me the most is those races have all been great, but to step up the bar even further for this event, to pull out every single stop possible. They had some problems with the ramp accessibility for the driver's stand. So what do? They bring in a 40-foot crane, and they put a pallet on, and they hoist them up for every one of his heats. So just absolutely wonderful job done by the whole crew here at the Farm 2 in Charlotte, North Carolina.
We call this the IFMAR World Championships, but Charlie, let's talk a bit about IFMAR and exactly what is IFMAR.
Well, IFMAR stands for the International Federation of Model Auto Racing, and as the name implies, it is a group of international race organizations that have all come together under the common banner of holding a World Championships.
Now, each region of the globe or the world is a block itself. We here in the United States, North America, are under ROAR. So ROAR is in charge of the basic organization of the World Championship here in the United States. They are chosen. It is our kind of time to do it. So ROAR takes solicitations from tracks around the country, and they choose whichever track is, in their eyes, the best to hold the World Championship, and no doubt they got it right.
Not just the track, but they have to work on the team for the officials, the referees, tech, as well as making sure that, as they've done here, they've picked the right track for the event for sure.
That's correct. So there's different regions. There's ROAR, as I said, FAMAR, FEMCA, and EFRA are the different that group around the globe, and every 2 years the 8-scale World Championship and all World Championships transfer and move around the world.
Between the blocks.
Exactly, between the blocks. And that's pretty much what is the background of what makes up IFMAR. When you hear that name, IFMAR, that's what it's all about.
It's not just a race called the World Championships. There's a lot of history behind it and a lot of procedures, I guess you would say.
That's for sure. Charlie, let's talk a bit about the qualifying formula here for the World Championships. 6 rounds is what we run, the best 4 count.
And nothing going to be simple. We use something called qual points. And qual points is a good thing, I believe. It makes it a little more even playing field for everybody. And if you're not familiar with qual points, basically what it does, it assigns you points based on where you qualify for the round. So every round you get a new qual point system. You run like you normally do, times resort, and then they stick points next to your name, and you will seat your qualifying position based on your 4 best point scores.
That's correct. Then when they set up the finals, the ultimate goal is to try to make the semis. The top 16 qualifiers after your 4 of the 6 rounds are figured make the semis. That's the ultimate goal. Nobody is guaranteed a spot in the final. Even if you TQ every round, you are not guaranteed a chance to race for the World Finals.
A big deal about the semis is that the only guys that have a shot to make the final are the guys that race in the semis.
That's correct. As if you make the lower mains, they put 8 in each lower main, and it's a ladder system that you work your way. If you finish in the top 4 of your main, you transfer to the next one, and you continue the climb. Once you're into the semis, then the top 5 finishers of that semi guaranteed a spot in the final. There's 2 semis, the A bracket, B bracket, they move up, the top 5. Then they go by the next 2 fastest times in either the A or the B bracket. The next 2 could be 6th finisher in both finals, semis, or 6th and 7th. Then those guys will also join the other drivers for the championship battle. So that's the background and the format for the World Championships. These manufacturers have spared no expense. They have spent weeks, months, and years in preparations for what's arguably the most anticipated World Championships ever.
So by all means, grab a chair, sit back and relax, and enjoy this coverage of the 2008 IFMAR Off-Road World Championships, brought to you by LiveRC.com.